The Israeli pager story where they
Yeah.
blew up all the Hezbollah guys.
Yes, exactly. So
Fascinating.
thousands of pagers. I think it was a batch of 5,000 and 4,000 went out. So yeah, a lot of booms. But basically, what they did is set up a fake manufacturing company, right? And I think they had their own manufacturing plant and everything. They licensed a legitimate model of pager from a legitimate company, well known. This is a typical relationship for a lot of hardware. You just license it and you sell it, and then you're like, yeah, put my name on it. Depends on what it is. Like obviously, Apple's going to do their own thing, but we're talking pagers, right? This is like 30-year-old technology here. So they did that. They had a bunch of they even went as far as getting a bunch of random customers and gave them good pagers, but then they got their Hezbollah client. And I'm always curious about how they did that. I have some postulations, but they got their Hezbollah client and they made exploding pagers for them. They put high explosives in part of the battery and a detonator in there. And basically it was configured to detonate this thing after a specific message was sent to the pager. And the way pager networks work are all like broadcasts, so you can send one message that goes to all pagers in the network, which is probably what they did. Anyway, this was in play for, I don't know, I think it was like 1 or 2 years. Like these were out there and slowly going through, the IT operations of, hey guys, we got new hardware, and slowly sending them out to the field. I think they were encrypted pagers. It was funny in some ways that this pager focus was entirely because they knew their cell phones were compromised. Like, oh, let's start using pagers, or maybe it was the walkie-talkies, I forget. But they were moving away from one comms to another to avoid surveillance. And as a result, they got explosions. But that's the kind of like level of control. Like if those got out to someone else, which, I mean, there's still opportunity for that. Like they're not watching one pager go from hand to hand to hand. Like it's like, oh, we deployed it to Hezbollah, and it's reasonable to assume that this level of dissemination with this margin of error and other people touching them, and they probably did the math on that, right? I didn't, but that's kind of a good example of like how far you can go and like the risks of discovery.